Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another podcast. We need more conversations about sexual frustration. I'm gonna tell you what. Let me shout out Mr. Lucario. I saw a video. He was and him and a couple other content creators were talking about sexual frustration. One of them was Mr. Man of Action. And I can't quite remember. I think the other gentleman was Confidence Creator. I believe that was his name. If you happen to be listening to it, just confirm I'm getting it right, or just correct me, brother. But I'm gonna tell you what, though. I'm gonna tell you what. We need more conversations about sexual, because that's frustration. That's a big thing. Because let's be real up here. Let's be real. Many men are just simply sexually frustrated, and there's no shame in it. There's no shame in it, because let's be real. As men, as heterosexual men, men. Period. Even if you interested in other men, every man wants to have sex. Every woman wants to have sex. Let's talk about them. They sexually frustrated. But on this side, I'm gonna focus just on the men. Now maybe I'll talk about it with the women on their side, but we need more conversations about, because a lot of anger within some men is just not getting that 90. And that's understandable. There's no shame in it, because look, we built for it from the moment we hit puberty, really even before that. From the moment we hit puberty, we want some. It's about reproducing. It's why the human race is where it is now. There's nothing wrong with that. It's an energetic thing. Indeed, a big problem with why some older men might have prostate issues. It's a sex thing. I remember my grandmother told me when I was young. We talking about that, and she said, man, just need to be married. That'll take care of that. And what she meant further was just regular sex. Sex is important. It's not just the pleasure of it or reproduction. It's the healing of it. It actually, when you having steady sex with a receptive woman who arouses you to a great degree, that's actually helpful for your inner being. It's helpful for different hormones. It's helpful for your mental health. Because let's be real, fellas. Let's be real. And this is especially for those who get like steady sex partners who really, they showing them some love and everything. Especially for them. It makes you feel good, And even when people talk about validation, people don't realize their validation affects your overall health. Your overall health. There's different ways of being validated, and you'll be healthy. Indeed, many men aren't healthy. They having issues because they're not being validated regularly. And this is bigger than just say, well, just validate yourself. No. The human beings are built to interact with each other, literally. We built for it. We might not like it, but we are built. When a man is around a group of women, they feel in him on a deep level. But we feel in her too. We feel in her too. We feel in a certain way too, right? But if we're not getting that sexual contact, and the sexual contact is not just intimate, not just penetration, but it's also just being in the presence of someone of the opposite sex. We both like, that's human beings. That's one thing we can't get past. We both need that. But we're not, it's not addressed enough. It's not addressed enough. And then because of several factors, people are even shamed in some circles for even having those thoughts, which is unhealthy. Sex is beautiful. Sex is beautiful. It's I guarantee, you know what? Indeed, even though like we talk about marriage and all of that, many marriages break up over sex. There's always some argument over whether it's money or sex. Look, they both top two. Let's just be real. They both top two. I don't care where you rank it on there. It's still ranked on there. And indeed, that's why you even have some violence. That's why you have some violence. A lot of domestic violence is behind sex. And even some men especially, some women can do this too, but some men especially, if that woman leaves him or something, he's ready to kill. That's how deep it is. That's how deep it is. And we have to have more conversations about that. And I mean, and I'm going to tell you what, not just on YouTube, not just Rom talking about it, or, dating coach, or anybody talking about it. Everybody look, this needs to be a national conversation. A lot of violence that we see, a lot of dysfunction, you can trace it back to sex. When you get men robbing and killing and trying to get money, let's be real. Let's be real. They ain't doing it just to eat. You get a whole lot of guys, we don't talk about this enough. You get a lot of guys who get into the criminal lifestyle like drug dealing or something because they know they get some money. Now, even though I'm always saying don't present a wallet to a woman, let's be real. There's a whole lot of women on some acculturated prostitution. And that's how they're responding to a man, especially in more urban environments, poor environments. It could be the urban inner city, or it could be the trailer park. You got a lot of women, they on some survival things, so they juicing a man for his money. And so they dealing with the man, they need basic bills paid or something like that. They know if they have sex, And that's a big issue. That's a big issue, because why a man going to pay for something he don't need? If a man know he getting juicy, know he being tricked or something, he know it. A lot of men know it. They know it. I could say, like, don't leave with your wallet to my face turns blue. Some men still going to do it. They accept that. But what they paying for? They paying for sex. So that's, we probably talk about the sex industry. Why is it so big? Sex. Why are people hitting up dating coaches or something, watching these videos? Let's be real, sex. Why are men talking about, oh, well, I don't want to deal with them at all. Ultimately, it's still sex. It's still sex. Some men say, you know what, I ain't get what I want, but I'm going to do something. Why are men talking about, why are men on that black pill thing? Let's be real with it. Let's be real. Because they ain't getting attention from women or something. They feel like it's because of how they look. With attention for what? Sex. And there's nothing wrong with it. Every man, unless he has something seriously wrong with him once, there's nothing wrong with that at all. It's normal. But we got to have more conversations about that frustration. We got to talk about it. That's the reality. And it's no shame in saying you frustrated. It's no shame. I know some people will try to shame you and say, yeah, you ain't getting played like that. Whatever. Apparently, a lot of people ain't. And let's be real with it. There's only a small percentage of men, small percentage who, one, getting a lot of women. And then there's a bit larger percentage who might get a steady woman who loves them and stuff. And the sex is good, so they're not frustrated. But everybody else, overwhelming majority of the population, has some frustration, including married men. There's a lot of men in sexless marriages. I know this because I know the women in those marriages. I'm trying to help. I be trying to help their husbands out, and they be looking at me like I said, swallow, eat some shit or something. So you got a lot of married men who are frustrated, and that leads to other problems. Because then if the man go get him a receptive woman, then the woman the wife will act like she ready to divorce him, take his money, take his kids, all of that stuff. So everything, a lot of stuff happening around sex. So we need more conversations, some real conversations, and I mean at a national level with like credentialed psychologists and all of that talking about it. All right. So anyway, I want y'all to just think on that, all right? And I'll get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.